America, Spokane County, what's good? This is your boy Codell, and welcome back to another episode of the Father's Gospel Podcast. Today is the biggest episode we have done so far. The information I'm providing today is going to blow your freaking mind. I'm going to share with you how much revenue the government is bringing in on a yearly basis when it comes to collecting child support. I'm going to show you the evidence proving that the family courts are financially incentivized by our government to keep dads out of the home so they can collect child support. And I'm also going to be breaking down the stats of how much time dads are awarded with their children on average in all 50 states and also specifically here in Washington State. By the time I'm done, man, you guys are probably going to be a little bit pissed off. And honestly, you should be pissed off with this information that I'm going to be sharing today. So, first, we're going to start with custodyexchange.com. All right. What is custodyexchange.com? Custodyexchange.com is a parenting app that is used for communication, and it is used in all 50 states. Now, as far as I know, they're the only app and company that has access to custody, the amount of time parents are awarded custody in all 50 states. All right. So it's a pretty good database. All right. So check this out, you guys. It's custodyexchange.com. And it says, how much custody time does dad get in your state? All right. Well, here's Washington. All right. We are ranked 43rd in the nation. And on average, we're getting about 23.8% out of a 365-day year to spend time with our kids. All right. Now, how many days does 23.8% average out to in Washington for dads being able to see their kids? Check this out. It's only 86 days out of a 365-day year. 86 days is the average of how many days dads are getting to see their kids here in the state of Washington. All right. And that is typically after at least a couple years of fathers having to fight for their children in the family courts. All right. Now, if you look at this, we've got several states all the way up to 20 that are tied for number one for basically awarding 50-50 custody. You know, for parents, equal shared parenting. All right. And if you really break down those numbers, it's a little off as well. But again, here's Washington State. We're ranked 43rd. We're not quite at the bottom, but we're darn close. 23.8%. The worst state is Tennessee at 21.8%. So again, 23.8% equals out to 86 days out of a 365-day year that dads are getting to see their kids in the state of Washington. It's insane. It's corrupt. It's evil. What more can I say? All right. Now check this out, you guys. This is data from Office of Child Support Services. This is an official government website. All right. Now, if you go down, it says in 2023, the child support program collected 29.6 billion. That's billion with a B in child support. All right. 29.6 billion. There are major corporations that aren't even bringing in that much money. All right. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, like how bad it is. Right. And then you got things like Title 4D. Right. All right. Where's it at? I'm going to click on it. Here we go. So if you go to here now, Title 4D, what Title 4D is basically it is incentivized our government to keep fathers out of the home, because what most people don't know is through Title 4D, what it does is the federal government, they match the states 66 cents for every dollar of child support they collect. So again, they are bringing in $29.6 billion a year in child support, all right? And the federal government's matching them 66 cents to the dollar. That's a whole lot of money, all right? That's insane. It's absolutely insane. And again, it's corrupt, it's evil, it's satanic. Yeah, I said it. It's satanic. All right. These people want to break down the family homes, they want to break down the two-parent households. All right. And the impact, the negative impact this is having on our families cannot be denied. First off, one simple stat. Do you know that 90% of men who are in jail grew up in fatherless homes? It's a fact. I got stats like this for days. All right. I'm not going to get it into the rest of the stats, but I got stats for days. If you want to learn more about those stats, check out 5 horrifying facts of fatherless homes. Those are 60-second clips I do presenting these stats. All right. You can find it on my YouTube channel, all that good stuff. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share a video with y'all. And this gentleman right here, he does a fantastic job of explaining in a few minutes of how Title 4D works, and it's going to blow your mind. So check this out, you guys. Check this out. But before we do, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. We need to get this information out to we the people. More people we got on board, the quicker we can change the system. Anyways, here we go. Check this out.
There's a federal law called Title 4D. It was passed in the late 1970s. This is the cause of the divorce explosion in the 1980s and the creation of, there were no family courts in the early 1980s. They didn't exist. They were created specifically because of Title 4D. Title 4D provides.
Did you hear that? There was no family courts until the 1980s, and they were specifically created because of Title 4D, which again incentivizes our family courts through the federal government to keep dads out the home. Again, federal government matches the family courts, the states, 66 cents for every dollar child support they collect. Anyways, let's keep going. All right.
Provides for matching funds for the collection of child support. So I don't know about Virginia, but I know about Texas. In Texas, it's $500 million. It's $480 to $520 million per year. The more child support that's issued, the more money the state gets in reimbursements. The more it collects, the more it gets in. The entire Texas Attorney General's office is funded by the child support collection matching funds from Title 4D. Did
you hear that? The entire Attorney General Texas office is funded by Title 4D. Again, that shows without a doubt that they do not want to get rid of this financial incentive. Anyways, let's continue on.
Texas actually has a law in the Texas Government Code which requires all judges to rule in cases in such a way to maximize Title 4D reimbursements.
Wow. Did you hear that? Texas has a law that requires judges to maximize Title 4D so they can collect child support. Insane. It's satanic. It's evil. It is corruption to the full. These people are dancing with the devil. They do not care about your kids. They do not care about the dads, and they do not care about the moms. They don't care about families in general. What they care about is money. They sold their soul for money. Let's keep going.
Wow. Before anything is heard in case. This explains a lot of peculiar things in family court. Family court's known for giving custody to the dysfunctional parent, and they just do it consistently. They do it all the time. I watched a case ahead of mine one time, and they gave 2 children back to a heroin addict mother who had successfully passed the drug test after 15 days for the first time.
Oh my God. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? In Texas, they gave a child back to a heroin addict mother because she was clean for 15 days and managed to pass 1 drug test. And they gave the child back to her. They would never do this for a dad. This is absolutely insane. Again, it's satanic. It's evil. These people are dancing with the devil. They worship money. Money is their God. Anyways, let's keep going.
Okay.
What was the alternative?
That makes no sense, right? Everybody goes, nobody in their right mind would do things like, why do they do it? Here's why they do it. The state knows full well it will never collect child support from a heroin addict. And all that matching money, they don't get it.
Got it.
They know that the responsible parent will bankrupt themselves to protect their child and to take care of their child, and they'll get all the matching money for that. So the decision in family court doesn't come down to, are you a fit and willing parent? If that were the case, then in 99% of the cases, you would have both parents getting 50-50 custody because both parents are fit and willing, right? Most abuse is actually much rarer than we think, right?
Yeah.
So abuse and
Facts. Okay, so he was saying if they were actually doing things the way they're supposed to, most custody cases, the parents would be given 50-50 custody, but they don't want to do that. Why? Because if they gave the parents 50-50 custody, then they could not be collecting all this child support. The federal government would not be able to match them 66 cents for on the dollar. All right. It's insane, you guys. All right, let's keep going.
Neglect. Those are two ends of the spectrum, right? So what they do is they say, which person here will give me the maximum Title IV reimbursement for the state?
Wow.
And that's the person who loses custody so that they pay child support. That's the real calculation that's going on. You mentioned CPS, and if you're looking at laws around.
Hear that. He said, in plain English, the courts look at which parent will give them the maximum amount of money, and the courts know that that parent will go bankrupt trying to make sure they have access to their child. It gets no more satanic than that. These people are evil. They're criminals. They are running a legalized child trafficking operation, happily breaking up our families. All these judges and commissioners out there, they should be ashamed of themselves. But you know what? Most of them aren't. Most of them aren't. Their God is money and their daddy is the devil. Anyways, all right, I'm going to end it there because he starts going into Title IV-E. That talks about child protective services. That is related to all this, but it's still kind of its own thing. We'll get into that in another episode, all right? So, again, I want to go back to this, you guys. Just a friendly reminder, 2023, this is the government's own official website, Office of Child Support Services. They collected $29.6 billion. That's billion with a B, all right? That is a pretty big corporation. That's what they're operating as. They're operating as a corporation. Their goal is to make money. Their goal is to make as much money as they possibly can, you guys. Like all of us, every last one of us, the good dads, the good mothers out there, we need to know this. We need to do something about this. We cannot afford to pass this system on to our children, especially our little boys, because they're the ones that are going to grow up and have this held against them and have their children stripped away from them. It is dads who overwhelmingly get screwed by the family courts. You can look up the stats yourself. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can be mad at what I'm saying, but I'm only speaking the truth. And that's all I care about. I care about the truth. All right. I refuse. Like, look, for me, I've been in a 6-year custody battle for my son. My son's 6 years old now. Okay. And my case has been crazy. I got the judge. Well, she used to be a commissioner. Now, Judge Jacqueline High Edward. I have her audio. I have her on audio, official court audio transcripts saying that I cannot be around my son unless I take the COVID vaccine, wear a mask, and take the PCR test. I have Jacqueline High Edward on official court transcripts saying that I'm not allowed to talk about white supremacy around my son. Look, my son's half black, half white. They have used my support of Trump and the fact that I do not stand with Black Lives Matter and Antifa as an excuse to accuse me of being a racist. It is absolutely insane. They claim I'm a racist, yet it took me a year and a half to find my son when his mother ran off with him and brought him up to here in Washington State. Everything that I went through, this all started off in Oregon, which Oregon illegally funded the mother of my child. They funded her to move up here to Washington State. I mean, what I've been going through these last 6 years is absolutely crazy. But again, I don't know if I said this earlier. This is bigger than just me and my son. Addressing these issues in the family courts is about taking this corrupt system down, exposing it for all the evil deeds, all their evil works. I refuse to pass this system on to our little boys. I will not allow our little boys to grow up into adulthood and have their children stripped away from them the way it's been done to so many of us fathers, just so our federal government and these states, these corrupt states, can bring in all this revenue. Again, let me just remind you guys, all right? Here it is. Here's their own stats. Here it is. Look at this. 2023 child support revenue, 29.6 billion. That's billion with a B. That's how much money they brought in 2023. These people are absolutely corrupt. Again, they're running a legalized child trafficking operation. They are breaking up families on purpose just so they can financially benefit. Every last parent out there needs to know this information. If you're a mother or father who actually cares about the well-being of our families, I am asking all of you to get on board and help me get this information out there. I want every last one of you who cares about your family to reach out to me. Look, give me a call. You can call me. I encourage all of you to call me at 541-731-3793. You can email me at fathersgospelpodcast@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook at CODELLLYDLE. That's Codell Lydell. All right. And also, you can find me on Facebook at Father's Gospel Podcast and Foundation, or Father's Gospel Foundation and Podcast. You can find me on X, again, under Father's Gospel Podcast. You can find me on Rumble or True Social as well. Anywhere you want to reach out to me, reach out to me. We got to come together and we got to end this corrupt system. We cannot pass this system on to our children. All right. And here's the thing, you guys. Let's go a little deeper into this. All right. Look, it's really simple. Okay. The more broken homes there are, the more fatherless homes there are, the more dysfunction there is in our society. And the more dysfunctional our society is, the easier it is for the government to brainwash, manipulate, and control we, the people. And this is just facts, you guys. This is facts. And we cannot allow this to continue. So all you dads out there, reach out to me. Let's do something about this, all right? All you mothers out there, reach out to me. Let's do something about this. We can end this, and we will end this. Times are changing, and God is on our side, all right? Anyways, now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get into an RCW, which is a statute here in Washington State. And this statute clearly states that both parents have equal access to their children. Yet I have never seen one attorney in all my time in the family courts argue this statute. Why? Because a lot of these attorneys, they like to milk the system. The longer they can drag your case on, the more money they can milk out of you, the more money they can just drag out of your pockets, and a lot of these attorneys, man, they're in cahoots with these judges and commissioners. Again, it's about making money for these people. Our family courts, with a lot of these attorneys in the Bar Association, they do not care about we the people. They do not care about the well-being of our family. All right. So anyways, here's that statute. This is RCW 26.16.125. All right. And here's what it says. It clearly states the following. All right. Custody of children. Henceforth, the rights and responsibilities of the parents in the absence of misconduct shall be equal. And shall is a crucial word. All right. When you have the word shall written into a law, a statute, what that is saying is that is the standard. That is the way it has to be. When you have that word shall in there, it eliminates it eliminates the court's ability to rule whatever way they see fit. All right. So, anyways, again, it says henceforth the rights and responsibilities of the parents in the absence of misconduct shall be equal, and one parent shall be as fully entitled to the custody, control, and earnings of the children as the other parent. And in the case of one parent's death, the other parent shall come into full and complete control of the children and their estate. So this is RCW 26.16.125 here in Washington State. This is an official statute. Dads, all my dads out here in Washington State, memorize this statute. Make sure, whether you're representing yourself or you have an attorney, make sure you're using this statute in your arguments to clearly send a message to these judges and commissioners that they have no right to break up our families, that they have no right to keep you out of your children's lives, you guys. This is up to we, the people, to end this madness. Because if we're just sitting on the sidelines, you guys, they are going to keep doing what they're doing. That's why we have to publicly shame these judges and commissioners when they're not doing their job right, when they're not following the Constitution. This is why we cannot be afraid of them. Again, do you want to pass this system on to your little boys? Like, I'm not passing this system on to my son. And I know you don't want to pass this system on to your son, but the only way that this is going to change is if we start standing up for our rights. And it's that simple. We have to be brave. You have to have no fear. Okay. I mean, it's okay to have fear, but you got to put that fear to the side and you got to stand your ground and have faith in God. Let God fight your war for you. All right. You got to think of yourself as a vessel, put in the work, stand up for yourself, and let God take care of the rest and trust in the process. Because, I truly believe, you guys, the reason our country is in the state that it's in is because if you research the stats, since the 1960s, the level of fatherless homes has skyrocketed every decade. Right now in America, about 1 in 3 children in our nation are being raised without dads in the home. All right. And do you know that America has the highest rate in the world of fatherless homes? It makes no sense. We are the most wealthiest, powerful country on this planet, yet we have the most amount of fatherless homes, the most amount of broken homes. Why? Because through Title 4D, our federal government has financially incentivized our family courts to keep dads out of the home. Again, the federal government, by using our tax dollars, is matching the family courts 66 cents for every dollar of child support they collect. And again, right here in 2023, that equaled out to $29.6 billion in profit that the United States brought in by keeping dads out of the home. This is unacceptable, you guys. This is completely unacceptable. So what I want you all to do is I want you to share this video. I want you to like this video. I want you to leave a comment, and I want you to subscribe to the Father's Gospel podcast. All right. Whether you're watching us on YouTube, Rumble, follow us on X, follow us on Facebook, follow us on True Social. Help spread the word. I am here to be that tip of the spear for the fathers' rights movement. All right. And all you corrupt family court commissioners and judges out there, you corrupt attorneys, all you corrupt baby mamas that are using the system to alienate your children from their fathers, do not try to twist my words. When I say tip of the spear, I don't mean is an actual spear. It's a metaphor. All right. So don't try to play some game saying I'm threatening you guys with violence, because that's not the case. That is not the case at all. What I'm saying is I'm willing to put myself on the front lines and be the beachhead for this movement, because I'm not passing this system on to not just my son, but I'm not passing this corrupt, legalized child trafficking operation on to all our little boys. This is ending here, this generation, and we will be successful. The tides are turning. You guys are getting exposed at every single turn, and the American population is starting to wake up to all the crap that you've been pushing on us. And you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. The family courts, you should be ashamed of yourselves. All you mothers out there that are intentionally using the system to financially benefit and alienate your children from their fathers, you should be ashamed of yourself. But fact is, I know most of you aren't. Because why? You're benefiting off the way the system is set up. You have chosen to make a deal with the devil. You have chosen to make money your God. And you should be ashamed of yourself. But again, I know you're not. So all my beautiful, loving mothers and fathers who actually care about the well-being of our families, about the well-being of our nation, reach out to your boy Codell. Again, you can reach me at 541-731-3793. You can email me at fathersgospelpodcast@gmail.com. You can contact me through our Facebook page. Find me as Codell Lydell. That's CODELLLYDLE. You can contact me on Facebook through the Father's Gospel Podcast Foundation. All right. Find me on True Social, Father's Gospel Podcast and Foundation. Find me on X. You can reach out to me through all these different avenues. This is ending here, you guys. So before I get out of here, I want to remind y'all, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, and help spread the word, because we got families to save and we got a nation to save. And remember, as much as I love y'all, God loves you even more. I'm Codell. Thank you so much for watching. And until next episode, God bless. I'm out. Peace.